This morning on Houston Newsmakers, the race for Houston mayor is crowded and could grow by more contenders. One of the 7 so far declared is Marty McVeigh. Who is he? And what can he do to break clear from the pack? We'll ask him this morning. And anyone tired of Houston traffic? Get ready to celebrate the opening of a better way to get to and from home. And your chance to help veterans get ready for the work world after their sacrifice of protecting us. Career Gear Houston offers help and needs yours.
From KPRC Channel 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And welcome to Houston Newsmakers. At last count, 7 men have declared their candidacies for the office of mayor of the city of Houston. Several of them have been in the public eye for quite some time. My guest this morning is not one of them, but has quite the resume that may make him a good fit. Welcome to Marty McVeigh. Good morning, Marty. Good to see you here.
Good morning. Thank you.
You have, much has been made now about the number of people who have decided they want to run. You're one of the, March 5th is when you decided you wanted to do this. Why did you decide you want to run for mayor?
Well, I think that my credentials make me a good fit for Houston mayor. With my business experience, my work with the United States Agency for International Development, and you know, being a Houstonian for many years, I think that I'm a good fit. I think that Houston's ready for new leadership and younger leadership.
Is it because of the businesses that you've run and the entrepreneurial kind of success that you've had? Is that why you think that can translate from what you do in the business world of what it takes to run the city?
Absolutely it does. The tasks that lay before us are really tasks that any business person can handle that has had experience on the international stage or in entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. What kind of things on the international stage kind of make you ready to kind of do what needs to be done in Houston?
Sure. Well, with my role in 2011, I was appointed by President Obama to the board of directors for the United States Agency for International Development. And in that role, the agency oversees development activities and investment activities on behalf of the United States. And those include not only financial development, but also infrastructure development, democracy building, and anything that would translate to trade with the United States. So I'm the only candidate in the race that has those kind of credentials.
When you talk about what you plan to do as mayor, what at this point would be your highest priority? Have you set a list of priorities yet?
I have, and economic development, infrastructure improvement, and public safety are on the top of my list. And there's a lot of subcategories to those, but you know, without the economic development piece, then how do we pay for the infrastructure improvement? How do we pay for the improvements to our public safety?
How are we doing now? I mean, you're saying that that's part of what you want to do, and you've analyzed where we are now in terms of the economic development of the city of Houston. What's being done now that you would do differently?
Well, I think that the city needs an Office of Economic Development reporting directly to the mayor. This is our future. Mayor Parker has done what she's been elected to do, but we need to take it to another level, and we need to expand our horizons. The city of Houston is ready for continued growth, and we need to be able to foster that. We need to have direct control of our economic development, and we need to expand that and bring as many businesses to this city as possible.
You talk about infrastructure as being one of the things you'll be concerned about. So clearly, as you drive around the city of Houston, there's a lot going on that there's a need for some infrastructure support. What kinds of things have you seen, and what kind of ideas do you have for kind of improving that?
Well, I think that any Houstonian knows, you know, how bad our infrastructure is. It's been neglected. We need to put significant resources into improving our surface streets. It's also a part of our drainage system, so it's imperative that we put the necessary resources into those improvements. Those are administrative functions. We can't operate in silos where we're only focusing on one piece, which is infrastructure. It's part of a plan for the city of Houston. So we need to fix the potholes. We need to fix things like pensions, but it doesn't end here. We need to expand into economic development, and we need to take our place on the world stage.
And those are the kinds of things any mayoral candidate would be expected to say. The question then becomes, how do you become more able to do that than the other folks who are running for this? That's what's going to take for you to break out. What is it going to take for you to break out of the numbers of people who are running for mayor?
Sure. Well, I haven't really heard any of the other candidates talk about economic development the way I have talked about economic development with my plan. But there's really no mayor's school to go to. We have to deal with the tasks that are in front of us, and they're complex and multilateral, and it takes someone with business experience to be able to do that. And I'm in touch with you know, what's happening around the world, and we need to be able to take our place on the world stage.
I hear what you're saying, and I think that a lot of other folks will hear that as well. The people who you're competing with are people who have name recognition that you don't at this point. And so is that a benefit to you, that you would come in with someone who's not been in political office at this point and can come into the office with the business background as opposed to the political background?
Sure. Well, I'm not the candidate that's run over and over again. So I am new to this field, but again, like I said, there's no school that you go to become mayor. I'm determined to give back to this city, and I think that, you know, I'm the most qualified for that.
You've watched the mayor, Mayor Parker. What have you seen what she's done? How would you analyze how she's been as a mayor, and how would you do things differently?
Well, I think that Mayor Parker has done what she's been elected to do. Each mayor that comes in has a different set of tasks and challenges, and I think she's met those tasks and done a good job. I think that 6 years later, we have a very different set of goals and tasks that we must deal with. We have mobility issues, we have our crumbling infrastructure, we have a need to expand our growth in the right way, in a smart way, and we need to attract new businesses to the city. We can't allow our future to be tied to the oil field. Mm-hmm. We have to look for alternatives.
I noticed you have, I saw when you came in here to the studio today, Melissa Noriega was with you. That's somebody who supports you, a former council person. Is that the kind of support that you was trying to develop throughout to try to make this run a solid run for you? It
is a solid run. Melissa brings an experience that's unparalleled, and I appreciate her counsel, and she's also a good friend of mine. But my base is growing organically. You know, I get out and talk to people and different groups and individuals and do house parties, and I listen. I can't effectively govern if I don't know what the people want. So it's important, and Melissa's a great part of my team, and I'm glad to have her.
Well, Marty, I appreciate you coming in. Of course, we've talked about you coming back. We're going to try to get some other folks who are running to come back and have a little dust up, if you will. That's my word, not yours. But I thank you for being willing to come in now and come in later as well.
Thank you.
Marty McVeigh, thank you for coming in. Look forward to seeing you later on as you go down this road.
Thank you very much.
By the way, there is relief coming soon for thousands of drivers. Have you heard that story? The Tomball Tollway set to open next weekend. What that means for thousands going to and from the Tomball region. That's next when Houston Newsmakers continues. Happy days are almost here for thousands of drivers who commute along 249 between the Sam Houston Tollway and Tomball. Tomball Tollway scheduled to open on April 12th, and you can bet thousands of commuters are relieved about that. Also relieved, and joining me this morning to talk about the tollway and what it means for that community, Tomball Mayor Gretchen Fagan. Thank you for being here. And a familiar face to many Channel 2 viewers, Mary Benton, who is now the Media and Public Affairs Manager of the Harris County Toll Road Authority. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. It's been a while.
It's great to see you,
Mayor, and I saw you in your great city a year or so ago doing the trail ride up there. It's a great place to be. Talk about this. Has been a long time. Anybody who's been into and out of Tomball along 249 during rush hour, they've got stories to tell. For those who don't know, talk about what kind of challenge that has been and what this tollway is going to do for your city in terms of access.
Well, with the tremendous growth that we've had in this area for years, it's now been a major concern of how we're going to get around. And I believe in 2005 is when they built the access lanes to the tollway. And so it's been now 10 years that we've been waiting for the tollway to come. And Tomball drivers are excited about it.
This whole process now, when it opens up, it really is going to bring people right into the main part of Tomball. So that's got to be, for those of you, your business folk, just because it's easier to get people in and out, it means that they're going to have a better opportunity for even more access and more opportunity for business in your town.
Absolutely. I think when people know that they can get there quicker, they're going to like that. And the people who want to drive through are also going to enjoy that. Right now, in fact, when we came from Tomball just earlier, there's already a backup. So we're excited about the toll road opening.
And it does seem to be a backup now. The highways there, the access roads there are still going to be there. For those who aren't going to take the tollway, I understand, Mary, so this is just one phase, is it not? The first phase of what's going to be in place.
That's right. Tomball Tollway Phase 1 is 6 miles, and it is between Spring Cypress and FM 2920. And so there are 3 lanes in each direction. And if someone chooses to drive on the toll road, and we always say that the toll road is an option, you don't have to drive it, but we want you to drive it because it's a great system, it's a great road. You can still drive on those access roads that were there before, the frontage roads, and those will be toll-free. But if you're going to drive on the Tomball Tollway, you will need an easy tag, and you'll have an opportunity to bypass 7 stoplights. So we believe that this is an opportunity to improve traffic and to improve mobility. There is a congestion problem in that area, and we believe that this is an answer to it.
We do have a map that kind of shows people what we're talking about. This 249 area, and it's really, once you get up in that area, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. And I remember the access roads that have been there for a long time, that were built first, and it didn't take much for them to get crowded. In this area between 2920 and 249, highlighted in yellow, that area there. Now, what other projects are there that are toll road type projects that are going on around the Houston area that people should know about?
Well, the Harris County Toll Road is working in collaboration with Montgomery County, trying to expand the Tomball Tollway eventually, and that work is going to begin soon. And that's going to be phase 2 of the Tomball Tollway, and then it will pick up into there, eventually going into College Station. That's a number of years off, but again, it is something that people in that greater far northwest Harris County are really looking forward to. So many people are moving into the Houston area every day, and you see that on the roads.
Right.
They're jam-packed. People are bumper to bumper. Again, this is one answer to that, and trying to improve the mobility and ease that congestion.
Mayor, how surprised have you been at the growth in your community? I mean, clearly, many years ago, when you may have gotten there, you get this nice little open area, country's kind of quiet, and now, boom, it's amazing how much growth you've seen. It
really is, and it's amazing because what we've done in Tomball is we've tried to keep that small town feel, and we know that the growth is coming, and so we try to balance that.
And now the toll road is going to tollway. I keep saying toll road. Tollway is going to open on April the 12th, but there's a lot of festivities going on. You have the stroll, the toll, that's going to be going on as well. Talk about some of the events that are going to happen on that day.
Well, on April 12th from 2 to 4, we're having what you just said, Stroll the Toll, which is we're inviting the community out to actually walk on the tollway before it's actually officially opened. And so at 2 o'clock, we'll have a ribbon cutting. We're going to have, you can either walk, you can run, or you can skip on the tollway, whatever you would like to do. We will actually have about a 3-mile section open, so you can actually do almost a 5K run if you would like. We're going to have free snow cones for everyone who comes, free souvenirs while supplies last, and sidewalk chalk. And so if you would like to draw on the tollway, you can do that also.
And you were pretty excited about that sidewalk.
I am pretty excited about the sidewalk chalk.
Well, that's a good thing. I want to make sure everybody knows what we're talking about here. Stroll the Toll event that's going to happen from 2 to 4, and that's next Sunday, April 12th. That's before the stretch of toll road is open to auto traffic. I think it's going to happen around 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, that's the plan, as soon as we get everybody out of the way.
Right. So the starting point, Hirschfield Medical Complex entrance ramp northbound.
Absolutely.
For the Stroll the Toll. That's really unique, an opportunity for people to do. We had some video rolling earlier. That was at the Grand Parkway. I don't think they had a Stroll the Toll at the Grand Parkway thing, but they just don't know how to do it quite like they know how to do it in Tomball. So it's a whole different kind of thing. Mayor, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
I got to tell you, from personal experience, if you haven't been to Tomball, you feel right at home. As soon as you walk in town, the mayor and everybody there makes you feel like you're right at home. Thank you.
Thank you
for coming in today. Mary, good to see you as well.
Good to see you, Kimbrell. Thank you.
Hope to see you. More tollways open. You'll come back anytime.
Exactly. Always happy to talk about mobility.
I know you are. A lot of other Houstonians are as well. Thank you for coming in. Well, coming up, if you want to help veterans get back on their feet, well, you got a local organization that's working to get them in the right clothes to go back to work. What you can do to make a difference in their lives. That's next when Houston Newsmakers continues.
From KPRC Channel 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
And welcome back to Houston Newsmakers and your chance to do something to help veterans who are trying to get back on their feet in the job market. Joining me, Uchenna Agu, the board chair of the Houston Office of Career Gear, and Jason McDonald, an Army veteran who got help from Career Gear at a time when he needed it. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Uchenna, tell me, what is Career Gear for people who may not know what that's about? I know that they know all about, Dress for Success and things like that, where it's,
right.
Women get a lot of clothes. This is for men primarily,
Yes,
is
it's
it not?
men's version of that Dress for Success model. What Career Gear does is we bridge the gap between the job readiness, job placement organizations and the interview. These men come to us from those organizations and we prepare them with interviewing skills, some soft skill training in terms of how to present themselves, and then we suit them. We prepare them physically for that interviewing process.
No cost to the men who come to the program?
At no cost.
And that must be a challenge. I mean, as a nonprofit, part of how you keep this going is you depend upon donations from the community.
Absolutely. The community, that's a big place where the community can help us. Organizations like Walmart have stepped in a little bit. We partner with the United Way. So there's definitely, that's a big place where people can help us out a lot.
And I noted that, and what we're talking about this morning is the Mission Possible
Yes.
component of what's going on, and that's specifically for veterans. Tell me how that works.
Well, Mission Possible is a veteran transitional series designed to help the veteran coming fresh out of the military to assimilate into the private sector. So we have the soft skills training, interviewing training. We also have some like corporate etiquette type of things, how to move around in the corporate world. And then, of course, we suit them. We prepare them for this workplace. When they get the job, they can come back to us and get a full week's worth of clothing, job-appropriate clothing as well. Again, all at no charge.
Jason, you went through the program. What did Career Gear do for you?
It did a lot. It did so much for me. I was going through some hard times, I went through the U.S. Vets, and they directed me to Career Gear. Career Gear not only gave me the clothing or interview-ready attire, where, man, did I look good, but it gave me some confidence. Also, the Jamae, the executive director, became a really good friend of mine. I started volunteering at Career Gear. I heard about the Mission Possible series at the workforce, started going there, and there I learned how to translate my skills from the military into the private sector. I learned how to sell myself with an elevator pitch. I learned about different veteran associations that are out there that I could use. And today, because of this series, I've actually got employment, and I go to school, and I have great direction in my life. And I'm in a position now where I'm doing what people did for me. I'm a veteran helping veterans.
This whole process continues to be something. I know, Uchenna, when you said the before and after pictures have been very interesting. When a person comes in there, the way they look before they get your clothes and the way they look after, that must make you feel really proud when you see the before and after aspects of what's going
Absolutely.
on.
You can see it physically. You can see that transition physically. And you can tell that the man is changed inside by that uniform, that new uniform that we put on him. It's moving. It's one of those things that we invite people to come in and participate.
And you get a lot of veterans. I understand from your statistics, so many veterans come to Houston, more so than they come to many other areas of the country.
Absolutely. Houston is the second largest veteran community, next to San Diego. Over 1,000 veterans are discharged monthly. 300 of those come to Houston because of our economy. We are trying to be prepared. We are prepared to handle those veterans as they come in. Again, that financial support from the community, huge.
And talk about what it did for you. I mean, just the suit is one thing. I mean, you had all the other structure that they provide you in terms of the sessions and so forth, but just having that suit on, I'm sure it just made you feel so much better, did it not, in terms of your confidence?
It made me feel like a professional, It made me get that confidence boost. It made me feel good about myself. Coming from what I've come from and the things I've experienced, I wasn't doing much of that at the time. I went into Career Gear, and by the love and the compassion people had for me and the clothing that I got to put on, it gave me a boost, and it made me feel better within my own skin, and it just gave me want to smile and just go out there and share myself with this world.
Uchenna, what should people do if they want to help?
If they want to help, they can donate gently used suits, ties, shirts, and definitely belts and shoes. We definitely need belts and shoes. And of course, financial support is really, really, really needed.
We're going to put the information on the screen. It's called Mission Possible. That's the one component of Career Gear. It's career readiness and transitional readiness for veterans. What a great way for you to help many of our veterans trying to move from one way of life to the other. They need clothes and money to find out the best ways to do both. If you need to find out how you can help out, go to the website careergearhouston.org, or you can call 713-778-9959. Chinua Gu, thank you. Jason McDonald, thank you. Good luck as you continue on, and hopefully our viewers will be able to get involved and help the veterans who've helped so many of us so many years. Thank you so much.
Sir. Appreciate it.
Just ahead, a look at next week when we'll continue our look at ways to help vets with a big benefits fair. That's next when Houston Newsmakers continues. And next week here on Houston Newsmakers, the Sisters Network is their fight against breast cancer and another way that you can help veterans. And veterans can get help as well. We'll talk in depth about the Tomball Veterans Benefits Fair and the many ways veterans have of getting the help they need. Can't afford to miss that one. If you'd like to join our Newsmakers conversation on Twitter, very easy to do. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag HOU Newsmakers. And if there are subjects or stories you'd like for us to tackle, you can also email me at HoustonNewsmakers@click2houston.com. Thank you to my guests for joining me this morning, and to all of you for tuning in. To see some of the previous shows or to get information on today's program, very easy to do. Go to click2houston.com. Under the community banner, click on Newsmakers, and you'll have access to all of the shows. Happy Easter, everybody. We'll see you back here again next week.